5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. I'm Hiral Dadia. Joining us on the show is Prakarsh Gaadani, the CEO at 5paisa, joining in. Welcome to the show, Prakarsh. And the reason we are speaking today is on the back of the acquisition that 5paisa has been doing with regards to the online retail trading business of IIFL Securities. Firstly, congratulations, Prakarsh. What I would want you to help us understand is the flow of the transaction and the entire moat behind it.
First of all, good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me. See, this entire acquisition happened because we both are a group company, and we are a discount broking company all in all throughout our 7.5 years of journey, and we have 100% online business with almost 80% mobile app driven. So we were always digitally driven, mobile first, company as far as trading is concerned. And then IIFL had in the retail side of it multiple businesses, and one part of that was retail, which is online retail business. So it was beneficial for us to actually acquire that customer, because the customer set, the behavior, the trading pattern, everything was suiting our business. So then that's the reason we acquired the online retail business of IIFL, so that as a group we can focus on the retail part of it, and they can focus on the HNI business part. And in that arrangement, we are going to acquire almost 15 lakh customers as a part of this demerger and acquisition.
Right. So in terms of the 15 lakh customers that will come to 5paisa, I'm assuming that, in terms of the presentation also that I saw, the market share will increase to almost around 4.5% from a current 3.2% base, right? So what is the strategy with the 15 lakh customers that will come in? How will it actually benefit a 5paisa?
Sure. So see, we are right now around 3 lakh customers. This 1.5 lakh will take us to around 4.7, 4.8 lakh customers in next 12 months of time, because obviously there are procedures and there are regulations which we have to go through, and this entire transaction would take around 8 to 10 months to get completed. Apart from that, we already also acquire organically customers. So we acquire close to 1 million customers in last 12 months. So all put together, by end of this transaction, we would be around 5.7 million customers. So this entire deal will help us almost grow our customer base by 70-80%, 40% through this acquisition, and the balance through our normal acquisition. So our customer base will grow. This transaction will also add to our revenues. So we are acquiring customers who are trading customers, who are revenue giving customers. So that would add to our revenue immediately. The transaction date, the appointment date of this transaction is 1st April 2023. So from next financial year, the revenues will automatically get added to our revenues. And because it is a digital business, the incremental cost of servicing these customers will be less. So it will immediately have an impact on the profitability as well.
Right. So Prakash, out of the 15 lakh clients or customers of IIFL Securities that will be onboarded at 5paisa, how many of them are active clients and how many of them are inactive currently? If you could help me understand that ratio.
So a predominant customer, close to almost 60% plus customers are active customers, and a lot of, apart from that, few of them also have holdings, though they might not be active because of market scenario, but at least they have assets. So a good chunk of these customers are the active customers that we have acquired.
Okay. And overall, in terms of the revenue generation per customer, what is that ticket size that we are looking at from an IIFL?
So as I said, it's a similar customer. So if you look at our revenues that we do, broadly it is in the range of 1,000 rupee per customer per year is what we generate, 1,000, 1,100, that range. So broadly, the customer base, as I said, is more or less the same. So we expect the same kind of behavior to continue here as well for the IIFL set of customers.
Right. But Prakash, overall from a brokerage, charge perspective, was there a differential between 5paisa as well as IIFL Securities? That's number one. And from a platform trading perspective, were IIFL customers also using 5paisa? So there will be no change for them in terms of transition?
So the customers were mixed because there were some customers who were into fixed brokerage plan that we are moving. So then there is no change. There are customers who are also in the differential brokerage plan. So it's a mix of customer, almost 60-40 kinds. So we have both the sets of customer, one on the fixed brokerage, also on the differential brokerage that we are acquiring. And as far as the trading platform is concerned, obviously before the acquisition, IIFL customers were not having the access to 5paisa platform. But then going ahead, when this entire transaction happens and when the customer moves from one platform to another, there will be a change in the platform. Though we have time, and then we'll work in a way where the entire transfer is very seamless and hassle-free.
Right. So are you anticipating any customer attrition happening on this front? Because, a lot of times when you have someone who's using a particular format or a particular platform, the moment you have to shift to something else, there are challenges and there are thought processes that come in that, yes, this is the time I can make a switch. So have you incorporated any attrition percentage? Because I'm sure there would be some.
There will be minimal, and our overall objective would be to ensure that the entire transition from one to from IIFL to us is extremely seamless. As far as trading platform is concerned, see, more or less these are traders, and broad features of the app are there. What is left with the bit of changes in the UI UX and the experience of a customer from one app to another, which our tech team over a period of time will take care of that. So I don't expect much of an attrition in terms of customers. I'm sure that we will be able to migrate and return most of the customers and maximum revenue as we can.
Right. So what is the kind of revenue as well as profitability addition are we seeing that can be attributed to this additional business?
So it will take, as I said, it will take at least 2 to 3 quarters for the entire process to get over. But broadly, we are looking at anywhere between on today's term, because obviously we are also growing and our revenues also are increasing, and as well as profitability. But we look at close to around 18 to 20% revenue increase on today's basis with these customers.
Right. So Prakash, would it be right to say, taking the number of around 15 lakh customers that we will be acquiring, on top of that, say an average 1,000 rupees per customer is the revenue that we're looking at on a yearly basis. So on an average, almost 150 odd crores of an addition is what we will see?
As I said, that we expect the same behavior to be, but the numbers is something that I have not worked out in terms of exactly it would be 150 crores, but it would be somewhere in the range of around 70-80 crores to 100 crores. So but that's something that we'll have to see, because the actual numbers will come when the customers gets shifted on our platform, and that's some time from now. But as I said, but we have seen that the behavior of the customer is the same, so I'm sure we should be able to get the same out of from the customers.
Right. Prakash, another aspect which I see over here is that because we are getting a ready base of the customer, and as you mentioned as well, our marketing costs always would come down, right? So overall, if you have to see the customer acquisition cost, by how much will we be able to get it down to? Because if I recollect, in the previous quarter, it was somewhere a little over that 800 rupees per customer range. So by how much will that come down, number one? And by how much will we see the benefits flowing in terms of the margins and profitability?
So see, on this deal will not have any impact on the customer acquisition, because that's a separate. See, this is a complete and all stock deal. So we have between a swap ratio of 50 shares of IIFL shareholders, they will get 1 share of 5paisa. So it's an all stock deal, and we are acquiring that. So this will not have any impact on the normal acquisition. And our acquisition cost for last quarter was somewhere in the range of 570, 580, which is down as compared to the previous quarter. So on the acquisition front, anyways, we are working a lot in terms of reducing the customer acquisition cost. And now we feel that around 550 to 600 is the range where our CAC will settle down over a period of time. But what will have an impact is on the profitability, because we are getting customers who are already trading and there is a revenue set which is there. And because on a digital business, you don't have a much of an incremental cost of servicing, this will have an impact on the profitability, or rather positive impact on the profitability, but not on the customer acquisition cost.
Okay. And by how much are we expecting the ROE to improve? And is this going to be an earnings corrective as well?
Sorry, I didn't get it. In terms of dilution, I didn't get it.
I'm saying firstly, what is the ROE expectation on this?
So we are we're looking at, I mean, I can't put a number there, but we are definitely looking at an improvement in both our PAT margins and also, ROE.
Okay, but I mean, okay, you're saying we'll not be able to put a number to it. And in terms of earnings, will this transaction be earnings dilutive?
There will be definitely a dilution in the equity, which is post the transaction. It is a 16.58% dilution in the equity towards the shareholders of IIFL.
Okay. And from a strategy perspective, now that you will have an opportunity to do a lot of cross-selling of products to an additional base of 15 lakh customers, how is the strategy going to pan out from here on?
So obviously, I mean, we are a platform which offers maximum number of products if you compare us with any of the discount brokers. So apart from mutual fund, insurance, bonds, IPO, US stocks, loans, we have digital gold. We have multiple products. So definitely these customers would be, and some of these customers would have a requirement for other products. So we will look at cross sell. We have internally developed analytics based on which we can assess in terms of what kind of requirement what customer set will have. I'm sure that these customers will also go through that analytics platform, and we would be customizing the cross sell requirements to them. We also provide margin funding, which also be used by these customers.
Right. And overall, if you have to see in terms of the segment-wise revenues, how do you expect the mix to change and evolve over the next, say, 3 years post the acquisition?
See, as I said, the customer set is more or less the same. We have grown almost last year from 197 crores to 297 crores. So almost 30-35% growth was something that we did last year. And with the kind of addition of these revenues, we would be able to maintain the same growth in coming years. But the profitability growth will be far better. Than last year, our profits were close to around 13.5 crore for the full year. And for H1 this year, we have surpassed that number. So I'm sure that with the increment, anyways, the efforts that we have taken to improve profitability, plus the addition of this revenue, will have a much higher impact on the profitability of the company in next 1 to 2 years of time.
Right. So overall, yes, we do see a good growth path from here on. So my last question, Prakarsh, coming to you is, what's the next milestone that you would want 5paisa to cross or achieve?
Yeah, so as an organization, we are very clear that we want to be in top 3 as far as the revenues and profits are concerned. Customer base, as I said, after this transaction plus organic growth, we would be touching around 6 million kind of a customer. But what is important to see in the discount broking space is not how many customers do you have, but what is the revenue that they're adding. Our target is, the next milestone is that we want to be in top 3 as far as the revenue and profits are concerned. And we are on that path, and I'm sure we will achieve it.
Absolutely. All right, Prakarsh, thank you so much for speaking to us at BQ Prime. Congratulations, and looking forward to speaking to you soon again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.